Okay, so you guys know I'm automatically typing people, and yeah, we're doing people from the typology community to keep this real nice and underground. So I'm gonna be typing instead of a celebrity this time. Somebody who's got a YouTube channel that's like type centric. So this is somebody that makes socionics videos and MBTI videos and all that good stuff. So he's one of us, basically. So this is Taylor Briggs, aka Flow State, and I had a computer program. So I basically like AI coded. I didn't code any of it myself. I AI coded an basically an automatic typer, I guess you could call it. Like it's just a bunch of scripts that will listen to somebody's audio. So it's not going through text. Well, actually, technically, it is going through text, but it's first going through audio, and then it's transcribing the audio, and then it's reading text passages, and yeah, and it's trying to type people. So we looked at 2,000 words from 3 videos I didn't watch from this guy. So there are some video. It's not like I'm just picking this and being like I don't watch any of the videos. Like I've watched some of this guy's videos on socionics and I thought they're interesting and things like that. So like I said, he's one of us. He's making very underground typology videos. And yeah, so this is for the real freaks. So there's a graph here, and I have a ton of text passages that came from celebrity interviews from YouTube of people that I like neurotically typed, and just like celebrities, and we're matching the celebrity text passages or transcribed text passages to this person. So for this model, the recognition of some functions through text, it's better than others. But in this case, we're looking at NE or NI and SE. So on the x-axis, you have statements that are related to SE based on basically the natural language processing model that's running on text embeddings. So it's looking at text passages and being like, okay, well, what is this? What does this sentence mean? And it's looking at the context and then it's matching it to other text passages that were from celebrity typings. So, and the NI is on the y-axis. So in the extremes, you have somebody like Terrence McKenna. And then on the x-axis, you have SE score. So you have like Jamie Foxx had a lot of like really SE passages according to this model. And then Taylor or Flow State is right in the middle here. So if you go a little bit down from Taylor, you hit like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I typed as ESTP. Then if you go a little bit up from there, then you have Christopher Hitchens. Or wait, that's Alex Jones. This blue dot's Alex Jones. And then you got somebody like Christopher Hitchens or Christopher Nolan that's like close to Alex Jones. And they're in red because they're NI in the top 2 functions, whereas blue is SE in the top 2 functions. So this guy, he's sitting a little bit, in between these guys. Then with this model, it's not as good. I'm training other models for fun, but it's not as good at recognizing TI as FI because I have a lot of musicians. Like I don't listen to a lot of nerdy people talking, and that's how you get typings for NTJs and NTPs. You listen to a lot of nerdy shit. But I like, in my spare time, I like to listen to, if I listen to a celebrity interview, I like to listen to musicians. And so a lot of those people end up being FPs or like SFPs. Yeah, so anyway, you have FI is like very accurate, at least for this model, or more accurate than recognition of TI. So that's in red. People that are like ISFP and the FPs, they're going to be in red. And then in blue, you have people that I've typed as TP. So on the extreme for TI, even though it's not that good at recognizing it, you still get like Bill Gates. And then there's this philosopher I like, David Chalmers. But then you can see it's a little screwed up because you have Alan Watts is like in red here. He's, I think, INFP, and a lot of people probably say that who are really into type, but he's over there. He's like pretty far on the TI like score. So he's like around in between like 0.55 and zero 0.6. So it's a little screwed up. But you can see that Taylor, Flow State, is near like Frank Zappa, who I think is in STP, and far away from people like Dave Chappelle or like Prince, who I think are SFPs. So he's sitting with the other thinkers, even though it's this model's not so good at picking up TI. Since then, I've improved it and added more stuff. But it's basically like I just have to add more people. I just have to have more training data. Yeah. Anyway, so there's the one model that functions basically just like the MBTI test, where it looks at text passages. Like when you take the test, it asks you like, do you agree, strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree with like this statement? So it's similar to that. It looks at what people are saying, and then tries to relate a context and cluster other people who are using language with similar contexts. And so that model picked ISTP because it's saying, oh, well, he's got more sentences that have to do with TI than SE. But in that model, it's just an assumption. We're getting so into the weeds. We don't need to. It's basically like he has a lot of TI and SE statements by context, but there's another model that's a little bit more accurate that I have. They're both not super accurate, but it's a little bit more accurate, and it's relating him to other people who are in the data set. So like I showed you before, he's closer to just like Arnold Schwarzenegger than Terrence McKenna, for example, in terms of like the text passages. So, we have one model saying ISTP and then the other model saying ESTP. And I know from just having like watched I've listened to him talk in some clips, and I know myself. I'm like, okay, this guy's ESTP, and then he self-types as ESTP, yada, 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 yada. So it's like, he could be wrong about his own typing, but being in the type community, most people are usually right about their own typing. So this other model picked ESTP. Yeah, so there's the two from when I made this typing like a week ago. Since upgraded the accuracy of some of these, but I really just need, for example, to get TI better, I need more ISTPs in my data set, quote unquote. I just don't watch or listen to YouTube content that's a bunch of ISTPs talking. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, the two models disagree, but they're close. And then the one that is a little bit more accurate, this one picked ESTP. So another thing, too, with this program is that it will make video montages based on the passages that it scored high for example, TI and SE for the STP typings. So I'm going to play some clips where the computer program, without anything else besides the text, was like, this is probably evidence for this guy being an ESTP. So it's from 3 different videos. I didn't watch the videos at all, so I didn't tell it what to put into this. I didn't tell it which videos to pick or anything. I gave it the video. I went to his channel. I was like, okay, here's three videos that look like interviews, because the training data is all celebrity interviews. So I was like, it has to be like an interview format. But other than that, it's like I just gave it the videos. I'm like, run it and give me a type. So I think I'll play the clips, but I think I'm going to keep doing this because A, it's just fun. And then all I have to do is type more people to make it more accurate. And it's like you see all over the typosphere, or whatever you want to call it, you see a bunch of people charging like a shitload of money for a typing session. And it's like, okay, well, they can't even tell you. Like, that's really crazy and nerdy from the jump. But it's like, if you really want to get nerdy about it, why not have something where you can put like a number to it? So this gives you if you have a machine learning model, then I can publicly share the training data. Other people can add data. They can make their own models and get accuracy. So for example, this one that typed in ESTP, just without even any probability thresholds or anything, it's about like 60% accurate on guessing the top 3 types. By chance, that's like 20%. So if you're just guessing randomly, or AKA you don't know how to type, it's probably 20% that given 3 choices, then you would get it correct. But this is nice because even if it's not super accurate, it gives somebody a starting point, because it analyzed these 3 videos, which are probably over a couple hours, in like 2 seconds, and then pulled out like video evidence and stuff like that. So I think once it gets more accurate, you can do more stuff with it, and it'd be cool. But anyway, to give back to the type community, I want to put this. I want to put the stuff out there for free. It's not there yet, but this is just a demonstration to show that like we know this guy's type is ESTP. I just gave it 3 videos and was like, "What's his type?" And it's like his type's ESTP, but it didn't know that, and it's not from audio or body language or anything like that. It's just from text. So it's very quick. Anyway, further ado, or without further ado, here's the clips.
Well, the jail administrator really hated me, and that I got one of his staff in a situation where the jail could have gotten in a lot.
Yeah.
So I've been partying my whole life really, but it's just a thing, and I suppose it's sort of there's drug offenders, and since I was convicted as a dealer and not a user, I have to register on the KBI website for public safety. So it's a block. And I was pissed and I wanted my phone back because I was trying to get a hold of my bondsman to get out. And so I got the jail administrator back there and explained to him what had happened the night before. I'm going, bitch, you're fucking up our money. I'm making a lot of money, you know. It just didn't work at all.
It's unfortunate. And jail.
I got a search warrant executed on my house by the sheriffs. I got raided for drugs.
Oh, dang.
I quit my job at the bank, and then a month later, I got my door kicked in by 5 departments of sheriffs with canines. So I left the public economics as possible, government's interference with the free market economy. And so I like calculating the effects of taxes.
Right.
And beta quadra values are us versus them, you know. It's hierarchy, it's the group. And
right.
And so interesting thing I found through
that can be
and that's
very
that does not constitute betrayal to gamma quadra, whereas
right.
beta quadra that would constitute betrayal. So it's really just a difference in values as to where the obligation is.
Some of the practical concerns, like not building unnecessary enemies just because you think you're untouchable.
Groups, companies, communities, but only as long as they're profitable. And once they become unprofitable, they dissolve those groups. Whereas betas,
but to me,
it's applied math. It's where theory and math meet, basically. And the concepts are simple. Supply and demand, valuable to know, but the actual advanced economics, I didn't use it all. And I mean, my experience in banking was very much more finance and accounting. Even though Katie was at the house when I got raided, and even though she's obviously innocent of things, like they let her go at the scene. The DA pressed all the charges on her that they had pressed on me. Then say accounting or finance, which is just putting the right bean in the right hole. So
what do you mean? So yeah, rather than putting
and working at the Hard Rock Cafe down there's a poolside waitress and sort of doing some little modeling gigs, basically being, hot beach chick. And I was in college, and so when we met up, but it's one that C-suite executives will and do need to be the ones taking, not somebody in HR who's handled customers. I was never like, here you go, here's your stuff. It was more of a franchise owner relationship, I guess. Really have a terrible understanding of their rights or how to defend themselves. Right. And I understood that, so I would help people read their paperwork.